ShartimusPrime, reading comics, toys are hella sick,
Hey, wait, I mean Slade. Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Hydra Supreme and Arnim Zola 2-pack. If you're trying to pick these up, you can do so.
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And I'll give a big thanks to X-Man87 and Doug for making this review possible and giving me a heads up on these figures right here. They're looking pretty cool. I've been excited for this Hydra Supreme figure. I'm very stoked for that one. Anyway, on the side, you can see Hydra Supreme right over there with the face showing, and the figure doesn't have the face showing. On the back, you can see some product shots. There's a read-up over here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. It's in several languages. And then on this side, you can see Arnim Zola. We get a sliver window on the top. Not much more at the bottom, so let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's the Hydra Supreme leader Rogers and Arnim Zola figure out of the packaging. And I gotta give a big thanks to the people over on Patreon for voting for this figure set to review. These two figures both look great with the gold. I do like that aspect. There is a design choice with the Air Rogers that's bothering me, and we do get some nifty accessories even though I did have a break. So let's take a closer look at those, and then we'll take a closer look at the figures. Now here's looking at the shield, which I think looks pretty good for the most part. You know, we get some nice gold plastic right over here. I like the yellow paint. It looks pretty solid to me. And the green looks great too. I really like that metallic sheen that we're seeing in the green. A little bit of marbling right over here. But the big problem with this for me is, it snapped right here at the clip. I've had these clips break before, so that's very frustrating to see that happen again. I did try super gluing it back together and it just snapped off again on me, so that's a bit of a bummer. I can still get it clipped on his wrist a little bit though, so you can see it's not falling off, so it's not the ultimate worst. What bums me out though is that you can go ahead and flip this down and you get a peg so you could not plug it into his back. What the heck is this, man? I mean, it looks pretty cool right over there. You know, there's some paint, but I mean, really, there should be a peg, you know, so that you could get this stored on the back. So that's frustrating. We get the remote. If I remember right, this is a genetic mutation device that Arnim Zola uses, and you get the bright baby blue along with this hot pink right here. Kind of an interesting choice. I can't remember exactly how it looked in the comics, but I'm sure that's somewhat accurate somehow. And then we get the classic camera slash head sculpt for Arnim Zola, and it doesn't look too bad. You can see the little details right over here, which I like, you know, nice purple plastic in there. Then we get this updated version right here, which looks pretty cool. You can even see the aperture. I like that a lot. Yeah, I liked that whole storyline when Captain America was trapped in Zola world. You guys remember that? And he had a fake sun and everything. I thought that was a good storyline. But this all takes place after that. And before porting either of these on, you can see we get some nice detail right over here around the neck. Now putting the classic camera head on here, it's a little bit stiff to do so, but you can see that it looks pretty good, you know, doesn't bother me too much. And you get side-to-side motion. You could rock it side to side a little bit because it's on a ball joint, and it'll look up just that much and down that far. And you can go ahead and can pop on this newer version, which kind of rests on that neck a bit differently, so you can't really see all that neck detail so much. And that looks pretty nifty too. You can't get it to hinge back as much or forward as much. You still get side-to-side motion and no real pivoting like the other camera head. And I really like how they've changed this whole thing up right there with the facial expression. Definitely a more contemporary look for Arnim Zola. I remember that from the comics, so that's pretty cool. I also like how you have this light white and blue kind of around the edges to really make it look like a screen. These arms look really good. These could be Colossus arms, I can't remember, but it looks like they could be Colossus arms, but I like that. Then the forearm looks really good. Nice hand right there. You get more of that baby blue color. On this side it looks pretty similar to the left. You get an open hand right there instead of the closed hand for holding the remote. And then you get your Zola skirt. I like this little vent or speaker thing right there. That's pretty cool. You get that, I guess, like an atom design. And you just got it on the butt flap too. And then you could see underneath. Oh, okay, don't get too pervy, sorry. And then you can look at the legs right there. They look pretty nice. And then we get the nice looking boots, except for that paint splotch. That bothers me a little bit. And then he still has peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Now, I already went over the head articulation for both head sculpts. You can move the arms outward. You could rotate a full 360. I like how they move all the way in. That's pretty cool. You get a bicep swivel, and you get a single jointed elbow. The wrists turn side to side, and they hinge up and down. Same thing with this this right side right here, you have a waist swivel and no crunching or anything else like that for the torso. Hips move outward that far. He'll kick forward just that much and not back at all. Upper thigh cut. Double jointed knees. You get boot rotation, and then the ankles move down and they do move up, and he does have ankle pivot. Out of the several designs for Hydra Supreme, this is not my favorite. I would have preferred something showing the Steve Rogers face. And to quickly go over the bio of Hydra Supreme, aka Steve Rogers, Kobik, which is basically the cosmic cube incarnate, was manipulated by Red Skull to create a separate timeline where Rogers was raised since his childhood to be Supreme Leader, making him the Hydra cap that we're seeing right over here. Now, of course, the Avengers Resistance ended up finding a second cube shard to reach into Kobik and bring back the classic Captain America that we know now to punch Supreme Leader in the face. Not the best storyline from Nick Spencer, man. You've done better. But yeah, anyway, it's a good looking helmet sculpt, you know. It looks like the 3¾ inch figure that we'd seen not too long ago. I think that was like the Civil Warrior figure, right? And I'll show a comparison later on. But, you know, nice silver paint for the A, and the eyes look pretty good with the yellow. I like the metallic green, but I would have preferred, you know, the one where you could see his face underneath. And then looking on the back right here, you can see a bit of that gold plastic. There's this weird line right over here. And looking at the rest of the figure, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it looks all new right over here. That looks all brand new to me. And nice blue paint right there. So that's pretty cool. And then looking at the arms, these do look remarkably familiar to me. I think this is from the Taskmaster figure from not too long ago. You can see the fists right there. You get an open hand on the left side. Nice looking elbows. I really love the mesh that we're seeing in the torso. That looks really good. I like that. We saw the back already, which I do like, except for it not having a hole. And looking at the belt, got a little of that gold paint right there. A little inconsistent with the plastic and the paint right down there at the crotch, but not a big deal. But I don't know what it is, man. I'm really loving this chainmail mesh thing that we're seeing right here on the legs. That is awesome. I'm really digging that quite a bit. Nice thin lines right over here. That's pretty sweet. These do look familiar, I bet, from the Taskmaster figure once again, and he does have pegholes under his feet. And to go over the Hydra Supreme articulation, you can move the head up quite a bit, and it will move down. You get side-to-side motion. Not much head tilting, really. Shoulders move outward that far. They move down. Well, only that much. You can't get him that much closer to his body, but you can rotate 360, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist turn side to side. They both hinge up and down. Get a good ab crunch forward, ab crunch back. You get a waist swivel. Hips move outward that far. He'll kick forward that much and back. You get an upper thigh cut, double jointed knees that only bend in that far, so that's a little more than 90 degrees. And then the ankles move down. They can move up. They will turn side to side, and you do have beautiful ankle pivot. And to measure out these two figures, you can see the Arnim Zola figure is standing just a little over 6.5 inches tall, as well as the Hydra Supreme, which is just a little bit taller than Arnim Zola. And then for a size comparison, we have Hydra Supreme next to the Vintage Collection Captain America with the wrong shield. Then we have the Build-A-Figure Arnim Zola with this 2-pack Arnim Zola, and you can see that orange on the arms kind of fading away a little bit. I don't know. Do you guys think I should replace this figure with this one right over here? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the classic, to be honest. In case if you wanted to put a Steve Rogers head sculpt on this figure, you can do that. So that does fit on there okay, you know. Not too bad. Then here's Hydra Supreme next to Taskmaster and the 3¾ inch Civil Warrior, and you can see the similarities with the torso and head sculpt right over here. It's not exactly the same, but it does look like they just took the file from this and touched it up with their tablet and then boom, gave us that one. I don't know exactly how they do it, but I do know that from the knees down and then from the shoulders to the hands, or to the wrists anyway, they're the same as the Taskmaster right here. Then these arms that we're seeing on Arnim Zola are the same arms that we saw on Colossus. Then here's the Hydra Supreme and Arnim Zola figures. Next to your average 600 scale figure, we have the Marvel Legends Big Time Classic Spider-Man. Well, you got a broken shield, and you ugly, so I'm just gonna... and woohoo! So at most, I think this is a decent 2-pack. Honestly, I wasn't very excited for it, and having it in hand and everything, and posing it around, I didn't really even have that much fun displaying these figures. I took some images, but not a whole ton. I don't think they're bad figures. It's just not anything that I'm extremely excited for. So, still decent pieces, but at the price range of about $40, I'm giving them a sud rating of... meh. And I think the pricing for these two figures is actually pretty good, you know, $20 for each one. I think that's fair enough. It's just that I don't really think they're that great. I don't know, or that necessary for the collection. I want to know what you guys think. So please let me know in the comment section. Hit that like button if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, oh, I'm sorry I disappointed you, man, but I guess you'll have to hit that thumbs down button. Please hit that subscribe button if you want more ShartimusPrime videos coming your way, as well as the notification bell. And if you want to see the latest in Marvel news, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and Stardust. Links to everything in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures every day. I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, it's okay.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.